Yo, what's up everyone? So if you're like me, you've already watched the launch of the iPhone 13 Pro Max or the normal one and the others, right? So I am absolutely shocked and worried at the same time. However, before I go on and explain why, let's play this clip from the launch.
One of the things that the iPhone couldn't do up until now was to create an idea of depth from a lens. The cinematic mode, what's exciting is we can actually choose focus later. To me, that's really bringing it up to the professional film cameras. We can actually go ahead and make these stories and make these films using the tools on this iPhone. I believe that with the advent and with additional cinematic mode, we're going to very, very soon see filmmakers make films in a different way, which is exciting.
It might even birth a brand new genre.
I have no doubt it will, just given the size and given the ability to move this camera.
Exactly.
It will change the language
Of
cinema in a very positive way.
Everything you just saw, including the behind-the-scenes footage, was shot on iPhone 13 Pro. With major updates across the wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto cameras, it's an incredible device for filmmaking. The new ultra-wide camera enables amazing macro slow-mo videos thanks to the new lens design. And the new 3x telephoto allows you to zoom even closer to the action and offers a great new focal length for video. This is really awesome when using our all-new cinematic mode, which uses machine learning and disparity to create a depth map that's built into the video. So you can change the depth effect, including the level of bokeh and where the focus is applied, even after the capture. This is another iPhone first, as iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro are the only smartphones that can do this.
My mind is blown. I still cannot believe they managed to pull this off. I don't mean about the cameras being like better, the actual pull focus. And pull focus after the video has happened? The AI is just incredible. And now you might say, like, oh, okay, but you could do that with other cameras which have better quality. Let me play this video for you and then we'll discuss.
The guy was a genius. To be able to do this focus is incredible.
The first AC relies on marks on the focus ring to determine how to make an adjustment during the shot. Master filmmakers like Spielberg, Scorsese, De Palma, and Tarantino use rack focuses often. Rack focuses require careful planning as they cannot be undone. The filmmaker is forcibly directing the audience's gaze to something specific that was previously not seen. The quality that distinguishes cinema from other visual art forms is movement.
So have you seen a focus puller is really important. It's a hard job. It takes the twisty thing, and I've never done it myself, but I manifocus with the lens and it's really, really hard. So to have the ability to do that in the camera after each shot, it's absolutely incredible. And for the money and from the size, it's just the technology that the phones, not just the iPhone, because I know this will be in every other phone, but the phones are catching up. And you might say now, oh well, who shoots phones on the iPhone? So let's mention a few films which were actually on Netflix, which means obviously they got paid, you've got directors, you got everything. So one of them is High Flying Bird from 2019, which was shot on iPhone 8. The next one would be Unsane from 2018, which was shot on iPhone 7 Plus. Then you've got Tangerine 2015, shot on iPhone 5S. I'm reading, that's why I'm looking. And then I play with the phrase each other from 2014. It doesn't say which iPhone, but if it's from 2014, there must have been the iPhone from 2013 or 2012. And there's many more examples if you want to, you know, search for yourself on YouTube, on Google. And you also got short films and creators. How many creators you know that shoot stuff on iPhone? And if I remember right, there's a show with Zac Efron, the one which he goes around the world, which is on Netflix, and I can tell you that there's a lot of GoPro action there, and possibly even from the phone, which means he could have just swapped the GoPro with the phone, or he could have swapped the big gear that the company was following him with an iPhone or more iPhones. It's absolutely doable, you can see, and I think this is the future. 100%, especially with photography, but I'm not gonna get into that because that's a whole other subject. So now you will say, yes, but the video quality as in the low light is not good and this and that. Bro, guys, have you seen a film set? They all have multiple lights. It doesn't matter if you have an Ari or Alexa or Red or whatever you have, you will have lights. Have you seen footage from the Ari or Alexa without lights? So there's your answer. YouTube it, Google it, and you will see what I mean. And now if we talk in terms of YouTube creators or beginner creators, well, a lot of YouTube creators already have all the lights that they bought. Or if you're like me, let me show you. I'm a beginner, I have no money. So basically, sorry for the light. Let me turn this, well, I can't turn it off. But basically I'm using a Nebo light, which is attached to my iMac screen, and the iMac is old. So basically what I'm saying is, you can use flashlights, you can use other stuff, and you can just film. I'm not using the iPhone to film myself right now, but you get the idea. You can just use lights, and especially with YouTubers that have a bit more money, or amateurs that can just, you know, have a second job that can spend money to film. There was something flying. They can use that. And for beginners that don't, well, just film yourself when it's light outside. But you have in your phone, that's in your pocket, film at all times. What else do you want? And now if we talk about picture quality, right? Video quality. Let's play this short clip.
We also have another Pro Video feature coming later this year, and that's ProRes Video. ProRes offers exceptionally high color fidelity and more efficient encoding for use in pro video editing apps like Final Cut Pro. That's why it's widely used by video editors as the final delivery format for commercials, feature films, and broadcast.
Now the iPhone can record in ProRes, which means that it has to be RAW. It doesn't specify, but if it says ProRes, that I'm only assuming it's in RAW, which means that you can color grade HDR photos because it is a Dolby capable phone. So you can grade it in anything you like after, exactly like they say. Do you understand? Like, this hasn't been done before, is unparalleled. It's amazing. And I have to say it again, if you pair the ability to rack focus and to choose the aperture after you film, you basically eliminate one person and you can just do it yourself. It's just, you know, and that with color grading is just to get a bit back to reality now. There are problems that I can see having a phone and trying to shoot professionally, at least at this point in time. Speaking from experience, I recently went and I photographed a christening. And I went with my Fuji X-T4, which I'm using right now to film myself, and I was taking photos, but I also had a photo printer with me, but to be faster I had to take the photos with my iPhone. And whenever I took my iPhone out of my pocket and took photos with it, I actually had people asking me, is that an iPhone? Are you taking photos with an iPhone? They had no idea what I was doing with it, and they found out later, but just the mere question of them asking me, is that an iPhone? As in, is this something that I already have in my pocket and you're using it and you're getting paid? How does that work out? That doesn't make sense. So because of this, I don't think we can actually use it professionally because people don't understand. But as long as it's daylight outside, I don't really see a problem with a lot of projects, especially those low paying projects where you don't actually want to take all your gear with you. And especially when the iPhone is so capable right now. And to compare with a camera, you'll need 3 lenses to change constantly. Like if you want to have the wide, extra wide lens, the wide, and then the telephoto. On an iPhone, just press. You can actually, I think there's that app that allows you to film at the same time with 2 cameras and also front and back, which is, again, can you do that with your camera, with your DSLR, with your Ari? You can't. You cannot use 2 lenses separately and film at the same time. Come on, you know? So for a small creator, for a beginner, this is amazing. But unfortunately, people do not see it like that yet because it is something they have in their pocket and I think they feel like they're being conned. you know, overall, thinking of all the positives and the negatives, I'm really stoked, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next, what they're gonna come out with. And not just Apple, because I'm 100% sure all the other companies, you know, like Samsung and Google and whatever, all the other phones will have this implemented. It's just a matter of time, and possibly on the next flagship models they will have it. So for us creators, this is a really good time to be at, because we can have more tools cheaper. And you'll say, well, the iPhone is really expensive, but come on, people, like, if you buy an iPhone, you'll use it as a phone, you'll use it all day like I do, and if it films as well, that's perfect, because I don't need to talk on my phone when I'm filming. And if I do, and it's really that important, I'll just buy a second phone really cheap and I'll put a SIM card in there, you know. So job done. In a way, really scared for the future of us photographers, videographers, beginners, because now the people can have such a powerful device in their pockets, especially for photography, because, you know, with videography you do still need to learn how to color grade, and it's not that easy, even though there's new apps that make this really easy, like the Moment app, for example. Even though that's still hard photography wise, which I have not spoken about one bit here. Remember the power of the iPhone. I had people asking, how come my iPhone took photos which are better? And if you go on groups on Facebook, you will see a lot of normal people. By normal, I mean people that are not photographers. They don't really care about big prints and megapixels and stuff. They only want to take the photo and post it on Facebook or on Instagram and be done with it. They don't want to print the photo. And if they print the photos, they'll print it small. So it doesn't matter how big your photo is, because they'll still print it small. And the smaller you print, the less imperfections you see, right? It's common sense. So the AI in the phones right now, having the ability to take I don't know how many photos a second and put it all together and create one image, is taking business away from us. And it's really hard and to think about it. The only thing that you can have, it's creativity. And as we all know, creativity is not a thing that you just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be creative today and all that. So it's gonna take more work from us to produce better images, but it also means that we could use iPhones, for example, to take photographs, videos, and create more. So we don't have to carry that big DSLR, mirrorless, or whatever full frame camera that we have and drag it around. So yeah, those were my thoughts. What do you think about it? Do you think that this industry, you know, the phones industry, is gonna get so big that it's gonna one day just replace cameras altogether? Because remember, a lot of people before said, oh, DSLRs are just a fad and they're gonna go away. The people that shot on film, they thought that digital is just gonna go away, because who would want to use digital? I mean, it's for free. Let me know your thoughts of it. Now, in terms of me buying that, it's probably not gonna happen because I cannot afford it at this point in time, but I would love to have one. But for now, I have to work with what I've got. So thanks for watching, everyone. And if you're subscribed, I'll see you on the next one. And if you're not, do it. I mean, yeah. Thank you and bye.